Papis.
Welcome to another episode of the Cine Papis Podcast. Eddin Martinez, Jaime Fernandez, Juan Bago. We are your Cine Papis every single Monday. Lunes, we are your Cine Papis. And I'm feeling like somehow warm.
Okay.
Somehow I'm feeling warm. Festive, jolly.
Jolly.
Yeah, jolly. But just more warm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Is it
Festive-
the studio? Is
festive-
it too hot in here? You wanna?
I think the warmth is just from something else I'm having.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Hey.
Eddie.
Did you see this?
Yeah.
Did you see what I
How
have
did you
in my hand?
sneak that in here?
Jamie, what's up? You don't have?
Yeah, look, I got a pumpkin spice one.
We have bottles in our hand. We have bottles, y'all, of Papa Richie's Coquito.
Ooh. Cine Papis, Papa Richie's.
Yeah, it's the Papa, which is funny because we didn't plan that
We
at
did
all, by
not.
the way.
We did
But of
not.
course, the Papis and the Papa had to combine today. And shout out to Papa Richie's Coquito. They were nice enough to get us bottles of Coquito at the scene, or a cute clip of talking about it. But not just one regular bottle of Coquito. Right, we have the pumpkin spice coquito right here. Yes,
Yeah.
and then we got the virgin coquito right there. Well, I have the virgin coquito. You have the regular one.
Collect the whole set. Collect the whole set.
I had to pay attention because
Yeah.
this is the regular one, and I want to.
There's a giant V on it. I made sure the mic had the virgin one.
So when we recently talked about coquitos in an episode, and we shared a clip, and Mike in the clip shares that he drinks virgin coquitos.
Yeah.
He got a lot of support from all the commenters and
They
people.
did. I got some DMs.
Yeah, they were like, "Yo, we with you, man.
Yeah.
Like, however many steps you're on, I don't know what if you're like 10 or 11. Like, we with you. And I'm gonna drink a virgin coquito in your honor." And I'm like, nobody cares about my alcoholism.
Well, look, that lets you know with Papa Richie, you can not just get your regular coquito. You can get your pumpkin spice, but you could get a virgin coquito too, so you don't feel left out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So huge shout outs because it's been a minute since I had a virgin coquito and I'm enjoying it.
This
love
Christmas,
it.
make it a Papa Richie's Christmas.
Look at that. I just want to say I felt a little full of greed because I definitely tried the virgin one first, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to try the pumpkin spice.
And use code Papa10 and you'll pay $10 extra for this.
Support more.
Yeah. We'll add $10 to your total.
Yeah.
It's Christmas, right? It's the
Just buy us
holidays.
another bottle. Fuck it. I just want to say, first of all, speaking of the bottle, right? I'm so used to the stereotypical glass bottles with the little top and the thing.
Yes.
So when I saw this, I was like, this is nice.
Yes.
This is portable. This is a great way. I'm seeing there, cool, easy to pour.
Yes.
Right? Because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes the glass bottles is a little
You can take this to the gym.
You low key can't. Someone could think this
After
is
a nice
smoothie.
workout, I got my little coquito.
Yeah.
I chug that shit.
Yeah. Also on the side of this.
Hey, yo, fam, can I get some of that protein? Smoothie?
Sure. On the side of this it says Coquito Facts, right? It has 8-ish servings per container, so keep that in mind, right? Calories, who cares? Liquor, dark spice rum, says a lot, right? Dairy, evaporated milk, condensed milk, no eggs or whole milk used, apparently. Ooh, like that. Chill and enjoy over ice. We didn't do ice. We just went straight to
Also, it says
because
do not-
fuck ice.
Also, it says do not consume while hosting a podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
We broke that rule.
I've definitely have had this conversation with y'all before, which is just I tried not to have anybody drink during the show, but this was an exception.
Yes.
When Papa Richie's is here, we are making this an exception.
Yes.
Papa Richie's Coquito started all of the great traditions in the kitchen.
Yes.
Surrounded by family, laughter, and the smell of something delicious in the air, and what began as a holiday treat shared with loved ones was grown into a small batch, handcrafted business dedicated to bringing the taste of Puerto Rico to your tables.
Oh, wow.
Half of Jamie's in this table
half of
right
you,
now.
bro.
Yeah, every bottle's made with care.
So much pressure.
Every bottle's made with care, using a rum-based coconut blend that's rich, creamy, and full of flavor without eggs or whole milk, which is lit. Right?
Yes.
We keep it authentic while making it accessible for more people to enjoy. For Papa Richie Coquito isn't just a drink, it's a connection to heritage, a way to bring people together, and a reminder that the best moments in life are meant to be shared, which we are all sharing a nice cup of Papa Richie right now. Whether it's the smooth classic flavor, which I'm drinking, which is also a mix, I'm not gonna lie, I mixed it with the pumpkin spices. I was like, I want more. Always loved, or a seasonal twist like pumpkin spice, and each sip is an invitation to celebrate, and no matter the occasion, because we also have the original Coquito here from Mike, so we can all have a cup. Jonathan in the back also has a cup. He's about to go on his third very soon. From our family to yours, here's the tradition flavor. Enjoying every pour. We gotta go and make sure to support Papa Richie's Coquito. Go to paparichiecoquito.com to get your bottle. Get it delivered before the holiday. Look, the holiday season's here. It's been here.
We're in the thick of it.
You are in the thick of it. And which, by the way, speaking of thick of it, I love the texture of this one.
Okay.
Texture in Coquito is a huge one for me.
Yes.
So
Every kiss begins with K.
well, it begins with the C.
Oh, yeah.
Coquito.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm in the advertising mood right now. So
Shout out to Papa Richie's Coquito for the bottles, for the love and for the shout outs to Amanda.
and it's really good Coquito, no joke. I'm a little tipped.
You're already a little.
His cup is already empty.
Are you gonna be able to do the breakdown later on?
Well, I'm sure he's gonna be having a good time. Y'all, we are doing John Leguizamo's Pest, the Pest today, which is a great time. We wanted to get antics in there.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to get some we wanted to get a lot of characters in there and a lot of nationalities and heritage. Clearly, when it comes to this movie, so I'm excited because I've never seen the Pest.
Me neither.
It's not as bad as I remembered.
I just want to say that my introduction of John Leguizamo is not the Pest, which is apparently for a lot of people. It was the Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah, to which a lot of people had a lot of controversy.
That's your first, so his stage shows?
Oh, I was a child.
Right, so me and Mike grew up on the stage shows, and this is, definitely why he got this starring role.
Yeah.
It is, you can see some shades of some of the things he did in the stage shows, awkwardly squeezed into this. And it doesn't always fit, and sometimes it does in a weird way. So it is but it is one of these movies. This is Cine Papis. Leguizamo is an important figure in love or hate. I know some people I know are critical of how he, he's very, he talks a lot about just Latinos and how they're represented now, and a lot of people have opinions about that.
Ooh,
but
I definitely have a conversation for that later.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think you can take away that he is somebody that, if you're going to talk about Latino films, Latinos in film, he's always going to be at the top of a list of that.
Yeah.
This is our first Leguizamo film.
Yes.
Correct? Because I know we did Nothing Like the Holidays. He was there. He was a main character, but this is our first Leguizamo film.
I mean, the opening credits is just
Straight up.
John Leguizamo, Pest.
Yeah.
No other afterwards you see the credits, but it's his movie.
Let's get into the breakdown since you're already talking about the opening.
So this movie John Leguizamo plays Pestario Vargas.
Yeah.
Do you have a cousin by the name of Pestario? No.
If I ever get a pet, I'm gonna name it
Pestario.
Pestario.
That's pretty good, actually. Yeah.
Here, Pestario. Come here, boy.
Come on, P.
And it's just gonna be overacting all the time.
Yeah.
A little too much, Pestario. Bring it down a notch. Too much of that bark. You don't have to bark so big. And so we meet him immediately through song.
Yes.
He's showering, and he's doing a sort of original rap, which kind of explains who he is and what he does. And in this rap, we find out that Leguizamo, they pretty much let him do whatever the fuck he wanted.
That really is what it is, yeah.
I'm telling you, this shit is, you have to see it to believe it. I don't know if the rest of the movie lives up to this first song, because it's such there's so much, there's so many voices that he's doing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nationalities.
A quick
going
Facts
through.
and Furious, this movie, the intent was to be a live-action cartoon.
Oh, well, they nailed that in the head. Yeah.
Makes sense in the beginning where he's doing all the voices and all the genres and all the stuff. It's
Yeah, and it's just a sign of things to come. In the first 15 minutes of this movie, we get a stereotypical, racist Asian accent. We get
that's okay.
a booger joke, a fart joke, a shit joke, a vomit joke, a gay panic joke, a epilepsy joke. He makes fun of the blind. And he's
and that's just the first 15 minutes.
No, there's some that come later. He makes fun of Jewish people.
Yeah.
He makes fun of black people.
Everybody gets it.
Everybody gets it, and they all get it in a very uncomfortable way, where I was squirming in my seat a little bit, and nobody was near me. I was home alone watching this.
Yeah, same.
So I was uncomfortable on my own, which is weird. I was just what's happening right now?
90s.
It is 90s, and we judge it on a 90s curve.
Yeah.
So yeah, in this, he's also doing a lot of dated impressions. He's doing 1930s gangsters.
Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead. He's referencing Little Rascals and Leave It to Beaver. So whoever wrote this wanted people to know that they really love Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
His friends were talking about Gilligan's Island. I'm like,
That there was no Latinos in there, because if it wasn't, they would have smashed all the women on the island.
Right.
I'm like, wow.
And even in the 90s, these are outdated No one's talking about this. So I don't know why the screenwriter was obsessed with all these old shows, TV shows.
Hogan's Family.
The Hogan.
Right, I remember hearing that.
Oh, Hogan's Heroes.
Hogan's Heroes, sorry.
Yeah, Hogan
That's
Family is another one.
Yeah. I just dated myself.
Yeah. All right, so already we see the rap, and we quickly find out that the Pest owes a bunch of angry Scottish mobsters $50,000. And the running joke is that the Scottish mobsters are like very self-conscious because they don't get as much respect as like the Italian mobsters. Yeah, the Italian mob. Kind of funny.
Okay.
And basically the Pest is running from them, but he's also kind of like, he's meeting up with this girl. He's meeting up with his friends first. He meets up with this girl. Throughout, John Leguizamo is throwing a lot of jokes at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
He's throwing a lot of voices at the wall, a lot of energy.
Another Fast and Furious, the majority of his lines are improv.
I could have told you that.
Improv that should have been left. There's a lot of stuff that should have been probably left on the cutting room floor.
That's funny. I feel opposite, but
he probably because okay. And anyway, eventually the Pest meets Gustav Shank. Gustav Shank. He's I can't even pronounce that. I could pronounce Pistario, but I couldn't pronounce Gustav Shank. A wealthy racist German hunter. This guy's a hunter. We find out that he likes to hunt humans, as rich people do. But it's also based on the most dangerous game setup of people who hunt humans and somebody who has to like run away from these people. And so he offers, it's kind of a mistaken identity at first because Gustav tells like his henchman guy, I want this guy to be hunted. I want you to bring him back to me. And the henchman thinks he's pointing at John Leguizamo when he really was pointing at like some really built Puerto Rican dude who was talking shit to Leguizamo. And in the middle of this, Leguizamo, we find out he works in a Chinese delivery place.
Yes.
And he's doing more racist Chinese voices and jokes.
And he convinces his boss that they killed his pet duck. And
I'm ashamed that some of that was funny to me because he's so committed to these racist caricatures. he's like giving it his all. You gotta give him props.
Are you saying that the secret sauce of coming off, being sort of borderline racist is being committed?
Go all the way with it.
All the way.
Because
half.
if we saw a little self-consciousness in the performance, then we would be like, judge that. But no, he was like full blown. He went full blown with it. And so he is brought to this Gustav's mansion where Gustav is talking about, hey, we want to put you on a scholarship. And all you have to do is, pass these exercises. We get a little montage of some like intellectual exercises, some physical exercises, some funny physical humor here from Leguizamo that he's doing. Eventually, the Pest finds out from Gustav's son. This is where the gay panic jokes start. Gustav's son is hitting on him very aggressively.
Yeah.
These jokes really don't hit in the year 2025. But while he's doing that, he warns Leguizamo's character that his father is not going to give him just a scholarship. He's trying to kill him. And he's doing it for fun. This is what he does.
And then he snitches. Leguizamo snitches on his son. And I'm like, yo, dude, this is your guy.
Yeah. Leguizamo immediately just goes back to the guys and is like, your son's crazy, man. You're not going to kill me, right? And then he sees... That's when he notices that there's a bunch of heads that are hanging in this guy's house.
Yeah.
Sort of like...
Taxidermy.
That's the word. Which is animals, right? For people who don't know.
Like stuffed.
Yeah. People are like, what? Why we talk about taxes now?
Yeah.
I'm lost.
I didn't even do my taxes yet.
And eventually Leguizamo is like, oh shit, they're going to kill me. and they pretty much chase him around this sort of was it an island that they went to, or just like property?
They went to
in the middle of
nowhere. It was
nowhere.
basically an island.
Yeah, it's basically like an island. They're in the middle of nowhere, basically in the woods. They give Leguizamo a head start, and then they start shooting at him at first, and then he does his little dances, and so he runs away. And so for about 20 minutes, they're trying to catch him in the woods. And it is sort of like a Bugs Bunny cartoon brought to life. And, if you look at some research on the movie, this is what I guess they intended it to be, like a live action cartoon.
Yeah.
Which I see the vision in that. You know what I mean? I see where, like, I get that. Again, I don't know if it hits the mark, really, or I don't know if it's actually meant to be something that's like an hour and 20 minutes of that. It's too much.
Which, by the way, quick pause. When he's in there, there's a snake scene. He really did get bit by a snake.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he had to go to the hospital.
Wow,
for
Fast and
that.
Furious.
Sacrifice for your art.
Yeah.
So the Pest is pretty much outsmarting everybody. Eventually, he escapes the island. He goes back to Miami. He washes up ashore, just happens to be right in front of where his friends are having this crazy party, pool party.
One of my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Ari Spears and another frequent actor in our show, Freddie Rodriguez.
Who was also in Nothing Like the Holidays.
Yeah.
A young, skinny
Yeah.
Freddie Rodriguez and a young, skinny Ari Spears.
Wow.
Who, ironically enough, his character's name is Chubby in this, and he eventually became that.
Yeah.
But Ari Spears is funny.
are we-
Life intimidating
Are we
art.
weight watching here?
No, I'm just saying Ari Spears is a big guy now. But funny dude. Anyway, so now they're being chased by these guys, by Gustav and his henchmen and his son in Miami. But before Leguizamo continues to run away from them, he remembers that he has to go to his girlfriend, Zenobia's house to meet her parents. So this is a little side adventure comedy bit.
You would think that name is weird until you find out when they're waiting on the line that her best friend's name is Malaria.
Yeah, Malaria.
Yeah.
And the jokes about Malaria are funny because he basically just keeps dissing Malaria.
By the way, Malaria is John Leguizamo's ex-wife,
Whoa.
who
that's
he
a
met and was also in Carlito's Way. And he met his now wife while she was a costume designer in Carlito's Way, but he was married at the time with the girl Malaria in there. And then 1 year later, when the film came out, they got divorced.
This is the most E-News Facts and Fears I've ever
Yeah.
heard. Of all the Facts and Fears we've ever done. Yeah.
So after the dinner,
That Coquito is kicking your ass, huh?
in the dinner, John Leguizamo is basically, he might as well have done blackface for this scene because
No, I disagree fully. He
he's doing
He has an afro
but he's also,
in African garb. Yes.
and he's also using slang that is
Jive.
he thinks that the parents would understand.
yeah.
So I'm saying that it's bordering on like, dude, you might as well just go on blackface if you're gonna just do this.
I'm not gonna lie. To your point, maybe again, John Leguizamo in this whole movie does his characters of everybody. Everybody gets it, right?
Everyone does get
Except
it.
for, I don't know, did I really see much Latino touch up on? Really, not really, right? But in that scene, yes, he has like an African garb. He has an afro. He has all this stuff. I'm sure there might have been a world.
Yeah.
I don't want to put that on John Leguizamo, but there could have been a world where like he might have done that and tried it out. And like maybe not this one.
Yeah.
Like blackface.
Look, I feel like Will Ferrell did kind of a version of this in Anchorman 2 when he met to meet his
True.
black girlfriend's family, and he just started saying the crazy racist thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, it still could be done now, but I don't know. It was a little too much. Again, he never did anything. He'd also, a guy said he did a Jewish accent.
Jewish accent. He dressed up as a Jewish man.
He dressed up as Orthodox Jew and
yarmulke and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm surprised. Character actor Joe Morton, who's a great character actor. I don't know what he was doing in this movie as the father of his John Leguizamo's girlfriend. So anyway, this all culminates in the Pest. He returns. He has to save his friends and his girlfriend and her family and his family. when Skank holds them all hostage. Like he just happened to get all of them and fucking put them in a room. And because they have to like hurry up and end the movie. A bunch of shit.
Time out. Wait, they had a what?
They had to hurry up and end the movie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so I was like, let's get everybody that's been in this movie and have them being held hostage. Leguizamo, there's some craziness that happens in the charity event. And that's where Pest finally confronts Shank. And Pest does pretty much what he's been doing the whole movie. He outsmarts Shank. And he exposes him. And in a
different way.
In a different way.
Not like the real character.
And he finally gets the upper hand on Skank, and he also finally gets on the good side of the Scottish mob. Everything just ties up in a nice little bow. The Pest finally is able to return to his sort of weird ass life, with his boys and his
By the
girl.
way, in the end, he impersonates a German too. In the end, that's how he.
Anybody he could impersonate, any voice he can do. He did a Dracula voice somewhere in this movie.
It goes full circle with him back into the shower, which is kind of hilarious.
He did the Lucky Charms guy. Yeah. There was a lot. So the plot is very super thin, but it's really a movie just to show John Leguizamo's comedic range.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious to know what you guys thought of that. Do you think that he really displayed all of his comedic skills in this movie?
I don't mind even just going straight into an unpopular opinion for it, right? Which is for me is that I'm not mad at. Okay, look, we know when this movie was set, right? 90s, fine, right? I'm not saying that the shit that was in this movie was okay, right? Per se, like everybody got it. Right, so like, there was not a single bullet without a name on it with this movie where he was trying to kind of make fun of everybody. But I'll say that I'm not mad at this attempt of such a character being, I guess, the catapult to throw whatever he can, and if it sticks, it sticks. I'm not mad at that because I think the movie almost knows that all I'm doing is just fucking shooting, and whatever hits. Shooting and shooting and shooting.
Right.
Joke about joke. Fart joke. Vomit joke. Gay joke. Black joke. Asian joke. Gay joke. Asian joke. Gay joke. Asian joke.
I made a
it was
list.
just back to back to. Oh, you made a list of what?
Oh, it's not with me. No, I had a list of all the types of.
Yeah, I did
jokes.
that. I did that list already.
My favorite gay joke, by the way. yeah. My favorite gay joke. Was
If you have
Coquito.
more,
It's a
if you have
Coquito.
more.
Yeah.
Did he make a Coquito joke? I'm going to be surprised.
There had to be something. I didn't really see Latino jokes like that though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
no Latino
Maybe
jokes.
Well, he threw in some of his stage stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like when he's talking in Spanish really fast and he's like,
Oh, the name.
My name.
He
yes.
did the name.
Yeah.
The 19 name,
Just like we said when we saw Nothing Like the Holidays, he also goes back to his dancing. Like he loves to dance in his movies, and dancing is a big part of his stage shows. Like he's known, he'll put an old school 80s song on and do like the old school hip hop moves. We love it on stage. I don't really love it when he does it in a movie because it's like you're playing a character, but then you automatically decide to just be John Leguizamo and take me out of whatever movie. I mean, obviously not The Pest. I mean, you're not gonna be taken out of The Pest. You know what it is.
This is like a Latino Jim Carrey on crack.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's maybe an approach he was trying to go for, where he was just so crazy and wacky, and it's like, maybe we could throw this crazy wacky John Leguizamo everywhere else, and it's just like, no, let's just keep it here in The Pest.
So that brings me to my unpopular opinion. You mentioned Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
This is basically John Leguizamo's Ace Ventura. Ace Ventura just happened to be a box office hit. If Ace Ventura wasn't meant to be nobody expected anything of that movie. They were like, oh, it's the guy from, let's give the guy from In Living Color, white guy from Living Color, his own movie. That's what they did in the 90s. They just gave random funny people their own movies, right?
Oh, Jimmy, you mean like typecasting?
No, more just like, every weekend there was a new comedy movie. And it probably wasn't necessarily good, but it usually was just like, hey, this comedian guy who's on the sitcom or whatever? This movie's all about him, and he's doing this crazy character. And so Ace Ventura was that. Ace Ventura was meant to be a flop, but it ended up being a surprise hit, and it catapulted Jim Carrey into the career that he had, where he ended up doing better movies. I mean, I don't think anybody thinks Ace Ventura is a good movie, but it's wacky, it's funny, now it's nostalgic. The Pest could have been that. I don't really think there's a big difference in the tones of those two movies.
Right.
It's just nobody went to go see it.
So
Both in Miami.
Both in Miami,
Right.
yeah. And so I see what Leguizamo was trying to do. He's trying to show that, hey, I could be a guy who can bust out 5 of these movies in the next 5 years. And you know, people...
Cash grab.
Yeah, it's just that he didn't have... I guess he didn't have the audience at that time for that. And because this movie was such a flop, it just kind of took his career in a different direction where he became more of the character actor that we know now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Who's still going strong.
But by the way, I read somewhere too, doing research, that there was a longer version but it was too experimental, too out there, too crazy, and they kind of brought it down, you know, when they had the focus group and all of that. So it's crazy to imagine the director's cut of that movie.
What's your
Pest.
puppy?
You know,
what's your puppy?
I'm stealing.
Can I have some of that pumpkin spice while you
I am stealing your thing from Jason Papi, where I
one's
feel
virgin.
like I get that it's a comedy and it's the Pest, but if you really think about it, it's kind of dark. It's racist people trying to hunt human beings. And he's like, oh, I've had all the races. I haven't had a Puerto Rican. And he does that. I
thought about that. Yes.
I feel like there is a dark comedy version of it where it's not John Leguizamo being there, but with the tone, the themes and stuff of what's going on. It's kind of crazy how, you know, they were super racist and everything. So my super unpopular opinion is like, I think could have been a dark comedy. Remove John Leguizamo, put someone in there, and
when
it'd be a dark.
when you say dark comedy, though, you mean like
there's like the digging deeper into
okay.
why these
I see.
Germans feel free to go ahead and to kill, you know.
Funny enough,
humans.
I feel like in the 90s that was dark comedy, like the way they presented it.
But it's crazy the thing.
But it was even flimsy and lazy the way they even did that. Like, it's okay. This guy just hunts by himself. Usually, I've seen movies where there was a movie called Surviving the Game with Ice-T, a more serious action version of where like they get this homeless guy, Ice-T, and they invite him out to a cabin in the woods, and he doesn't know that it's a bunch of rich guys are about to hunt him the next day.
Damn.
Yeah, and it's, you know, action, but it's also like tongue-in-cheek, like, you know, it's silly. Like Gary Busey's in it and shit.
So what does that mean?
No, I mean, what does that mean? If you know Gary Busey, he's not, you know, he's kind of a loony kind of guy. But basically, that at least set up, oh, this is a bunch of rich guys that do this all the time. This is like their annual thing that they do. You know what I mean? In this movie, it's just, you know, the one guy and his assistant or whatever, and his son. And it just seems like, and it seems like they just didn't have enough money to get a bigger cast.
So this is my problem with like even me doing my Googles of the movie, right? Because I again, even before watching this, I didn't know what this movie was about. I knew this was a John Leguizamo film, and that's it, right? But then it's based off of The Most Dangerous Game, like you mentioned earlier, Jimmy, right?
Yeah.
Which I do remember that short story. The thing is that really isn't that much of a plot for the movie. Again, it is just a John Leguizamo trying to do his thing. Is the problem here that he was trying to be more Pest and less John Leguizamo? Because, like, let's say in Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura is a pet. It's Jim Carrey.
He is a pet detective.
He's a pet detective.
He's a real pet detective.
Yeah, he's a real one. Yeah.
Yeah, but Jim Carrey
Is Jim Carrey as a pet detective.
Yeah, but Jim Carrey is in that movie. Is Jim Carrey on like on an 11 as well? Leguizamo on here is on an 11. I think Jim Carrey's 11 is funnier than John Leguizamo's 11.
I disagree. Okay. I don't think Jim Carrey's an 11 there. I think he's like at an 8, but then like
I think in his
a Jim Carrey 8 is so like fluid. But now this is the thing. It's like I'm not too familiar with the like his stage. I know of his stage performances. Mm-hmm. I'm not too familiar with like in depth of what all is all about. Is it very similar to that when it comes to the Pest?
It's interspersed with the real him.
That was a big word for me.
Impressive.
Papa
Put
Richie's,
that on the-
Check it out,
put
yeah.
that
Papa
on the
Richie's
screen.
Coquito, yeah.
Yo, what's in this?
It's a lot. It's a couple interspersivism. Yeah.
Your vocab game. Thank you,
I'm
Papa
gonna
Richie.
be more meticulous.
Papa
with this shit.
Richie's Coquito makes you smarter.
Smart.
Yeah.
So subsequently, no, now the real liquor's coming in. No, and Leguizamo, and disagree with me or agree with me if you want, because you've watched the shows. It's I think his first show was more sketchy, but we came to really love his sketch shows once he started making it a little bit more autobiographical. So it was a little bit of the real John mixed with characters. In this, it's all characters, so it feels like one long sketch. But that's not really fun to watch in a movie, in a movie format, right? Like, so I feel like I'm watching one long sketch with a character that gets old like 10 minutes in. Mm-hmm. And that can get, so the things that made me laugh were some of the jokes, some of the written jokes, or that some of
Like
the
the setups. Like there were certain things.
Yeah.
For me, the weird part for the jokes is like they let you know what's gonna happen. That's where I did like it. That's where I did find it funny. It's like I remember when him and the son were. I guess he was talking about the perfume and stuff, about the animals. Which, by the way, that was a crazy scene near the end where like he tosses the perfume at the dad, and then they all start wanting to fuck him. Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, this definitely can't happen. Can't happen in 2025. I was like, God damn, that was wild.
Who knew?
But the scene is like, we gotta take your dad's boat, and then we gotta go to Miami. He was like, well, I can't take the boat because I get seasick. He's like, what do you mean? And then you cut to the next scene, and the dude's already throwing up.
Yeah.
And then and then the Pest is throwing up. Like it sets you up.
Yeah.
I like that. I liked those jokes. The racist jokes, I'm just like, because like, especially in the 90s, Asian jokes like were everything was Chinese. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I remember, like, I think there's a scene where he's supposed to be he's a Chinese dude on stage, but then, like, one of the characters is like, oh, like, you got that Japanese guy up there. I'm like, all right, I get it. You guys are trying so hard. I actually kind of want to lead to all that and nationality thing about one thing in terms of my imposter for the week, right? Which I was doing my little bit of research about Mr. Leguizamo. And so he's supposed to be in a Puerto Rican family in this movie. Right? But then it's funny because I don't know if y'all know this, but he's Colombian. Right? But the reason why I put him as my imposter of the week is because apparently there's a narrative where he told people that his mom was Puerto Rican or that his dad is also Puerto Rican. And so Leguizamo would tell people he's Puerto Rican, but then he's not Puerto Rican. But then he got like, he became like part of a council or as an honoree for like a Puerto Rican thing that was happening. And he was honored, for the parade, And people gave a lot of backlash of that because he's not Puerto Rican. But then his own father was like, I don't know why he's telling everybody he's Puerto Rican because he's not Puerto Rican.
Very Pistario.
I don't know this right. Yeah, very Pistario.
Very Pistario.
He was in Pistario mode.
Now, the people who were honoring him for the Puerto Rican parade were also just like, yes, we know he's not Puerto Rican, but it was really more so of his representation in Latino culture, and which is why we wanted to honor him. Like, and I get that. Yeah. We can have a Puerto Rican parade, but honor somebody else from a whole different nationality because you just fuck with what they're doing, right? And even if you've portrayed a Puerto Rican, maybe we like that too. I don't know. I need Mr. Leguizamo to let me know. I don't think he needs to tell me, but I'm curious to what
Leguizamo,
Mr.
contact
Leguizamo,
us.
I need you to
John.
let me know. Like, it's an interesting thing. Like, it's like, does this fall under the line of like, almost like Carlo Mencia saying that he's Mexican? Is it like that? Did he appropriate Puerto Rican culture like that?
Well, I don't know if enough people know that. Like,
About Carlos Mencia?
no, we all know about Carlo Mencia. But
Which, if you didn't know, he pretended to be Mexican for a long ass time. And he's not.
Right, but somebody like, I think Joe Rogan was the one who actually was the guy who was put the bullhorn about
Yeah,
that.
the whistleblower.
I think it was like not similar to Cosby in what Cosby did.
Whoa.
But everybody kind of knew that Cosby was kind of did some
Like
weird
weird?
sexual shit back in the day. But it only became a big deal when I'm forgetting the name of the comedian, but a stand-up comedian, Hannibal Buress.
Yeah, Hannibal Buress.
When he shouted out in a joke, and then
Crazy,
it caught fire. So I don't think that ever happened with whatever you're saying. I don't even really know that.
It's an online. I was
maybe
like,
now it'll spread.
Ruin his career. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to like out him out.
Eddin Buress.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to out him out, right? But it was just more of like, oh shit, like I guess, and I don't think it's him trying to have a mistaken identity or maybe even trying to appropriate the culture. But then I saw other things that it's like his mom is actually Puerto Rican. But then there's a thing, I don't know if y'all know this, that a lot of people don't like saying a person is not that nationality if it's not your father's nationality. That's a whole thing. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so his dad's
Jamie,
Colombian, but he was born in Colombia.
Okay.
So it's a little weird.
Yeah.
But then you can have Puerto Rican blood.
So did you watch the movie or just research
No,
John Leguizamo's life?
I watched the movie, but I was just like, first of all, the Puerto Rican flair in there is not much of it.
Right.
Like, you know he has a Puerto Rican family, but what else do you get out of that from the movie?
There's one Puerto Rican reference where I think Jeffrey Jones, the villain.
That's it.
Yeah, he mentions. I think he just says the word.
I get more.
You're a Puerto Rican. Or
I saw more blind, Asian, disability, Jewish, black jokes than I saw anything else. True. So that was a little like meh to me.
I mean, I think that's more of, in his defense for this movie. I don't know about the past stuff, but it's Hollywood not knowing what to do with a talent like him. I mean, at this moment of his career, he was kind of a Broadway or off Broadway like darling, right? Like there was buzz. Madonna, used to go to his shows. Like people were like, this guy there's something special with this guy. And so for Hollywood to be like, this is your first like lead role, he's young. He's like, yeah, I'm in a movie. Let's go crazy. But it's sort of mismanaging his talent in a way. And I don't know if I had any specific MVPs or imposters, but the filmmakers, I feel like, did him a little bit of injustice in not giving him the right vehicle, a comedic vehicle for him to sort of build on. I don't think you could build on a movie like this because it's just, I'm pretty sure you see the first cut of this and you're like, this is not good. You know what I mean? Like, even if there's some jokes that get through and that are like, oh, this is kind of funny line, because he is a funny guy. There's gonna be funny lines here and there, and some of his physical humor too. But it's not a good movie. Like, come on. Like,
didn't like the Chinese accents. Love the quacky bit that went on for like 5 minutes, where he so if you don't know and you haven't seen the movie yet, there's a part literally by the beginning of the movie where he is a Chinese delivery boy, and then his excuse that he was late is because he didn't know where his pet duck was, named Quacky, and then he assumed that they all killed his pet duck, and then next thing you know, he asks for the duck extra crispy, and he's eating Quacky himself.
And that to me,
that's funny.
It's funny, but it's like also like. It's like a Warner Brothers cartoon. Funny.
He's a Colombian Bugs Bunny.
And I think, again, going back to Jim Carrey, like, Jim Carrey was able to do a movie like Ace, which was just like off the wall, zany, he has no limits on what he can do. But then he was able to work with like the Farrelly brothers. And so Dumb and Dumber is a dumb movie, but it's like done intelligently. Like, it's comedy writers that know how to write that type of shit and make it like this is like just one of the classics of all time. And I would have liked to see Leguizamo with this sort of version of Leguizamo in a movie like that with writers like the Farrellys, or you know what I mean, like, who kind of are able to take that like cartoonish character and kind of mold it into a sort of like a real memorable film character. If that makes sense.
It does.
It does.
I already kind of gave my imposter. I'll just give my MVP really quick, which I think is the son. Who was just trying to help him throughout the whole time, and just a quick shout out to one of my favorite seasons, dumbass gay joke that I saw, which was I guess when Pest kind of escapes, he gets to the room and he's like, "Help me open the door." And he's like, "I can't help you," and then he starts shaking his ass on the glass door, and then he was like, "All right, I guess I'll open the door." It's just
it always works.
Dumb. It's just dumb as fuck.
Right.
And I was like, I'm not mad at that joke. That was a dumbass joke. Do you have a MVP or imposter really quick?
Well, no, I said the filmmakers were the imposters, and I think the MVP and the imposter is Leguizamo. I mean, he's kind of all over the place, but he's also the reason that you're watching the movie.
Yeah,
you know, it's like his flashes of brilliance still shine through occasionally in this. Not enough, but occasionally is like, this is why this guy has had a over 30-year career or whatever. Right. So yeah, he's both. He's both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I only have an imposter of the week, and I'm gonna say is the villains. Didn't sell as Germans, and they sucked.
Not German enough.
Not German enough, and they sucked at getting him. Like I think they could have easily killed him within the first couple of minutes.
They were like Elmer Fudd.
Yeah,
they were very much Elmer Fudd of this whole scenario. They gave Pistorio a little tiny, gun and everything.
They were, here you go.
Yeah, but yeah,
So-
not German enough.
Not German enough, and
But
they sucked.
Leguizamo was a good Chinese man.
He looked Chinese, actually.
Wow.
Have you seen it? No.
I was gonna say don't answer that, and then you answered it. And
Okay, you already know what time it is. We are gonna do our PPS. This time brought to you by Papa Richie's Coquito. I have youtube.com/Cine Papis. I have the pumpkin spice flavor, which, by the way, I'm not typically a huge fan of pumpkin spice. An exception. Definitely an exception right here. And if you don't know, our PPS, our Papi Point System, is when we rate the movie 1 through 5, but we give it our own little fling to it. I am going to just honestly give this 2.5 fart jokes.
Damn it. Yo, this is like...
I know that sounds almost a little obvious for maybe a 90s comedic movie, right? But this was like, I'm really going to throw a fart joke in there every time. Now, in 2025, I'll say farting and or shitting and or pooping can be funny still.
Yes.
Not when you're throwing toots back to back to back to back. I think that's where for me kind of like, and also all the racist ass jokes. I like a good little racist joke. It could be kind of funny. It was just not. It was cheap. Like giving like a 90s giving me like a Chinese accent. I'm like, oh, all right, I get it. Like he's playing a Chinese dude, or he's playing a black dude or a Jewish dude. I'm like, you got me. I didn't know what to expect of the movie. I thought it was gonna be less quirky, less Bugs Bunny, less Looney Tunes. I didn't know he was like a character, but it seems to be like a big fan favorite. So I'm not gonna yuck your yum. 2.5 toot jokes, Mr. Bago.
I'm going to give it 2.5 throw up. Because there was about 2.5
Another vomit
yeah.
jokes, yes.
He threw up when he was getting tested, and he threw up in the boat that actually saved his life.
That one was funny to me. Yeah.
So it was a full circle.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna grade it in the sense that give the flowers to John that he had the opportunity to lead in a film, and it was his opportunity like to just throw everything out there, exercise it, work. It felt sort of like him taking all the stuff that he did from Broadway, putting it to film, and it was just there, and what it represented, and like I said, how many Latinos had the opportunity that he had in the 90s for him to pull that off. So I'm gonna grade it in a curve in that sense. Other than that, it's just for me now as an adult, like it's better than I thought before, but it's just all over the place. And there are moments that there are just some jokes like Aaron Spears and Freddie Rodriguez and him are having, and it's like, this doesn't move the plot along.
I could have given two shits about their characters.
Yeah.
and it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
Right.
If it doesn't move the plot on, but it was funny, it's like, all right, that's what
They
they
were
kept
like talking about like, yo, would you have sex with an alien? And then I was like, okay, but where's this going with the plot?
I mean, but in defense of them, like, this is the beginning of their careers. They're just taking whatever they can get.
I'm not gonna lie. Okay, there was only one joke from that unit that was funny, was when he does wash up into the Miami shore and he's letting them know what's going on. And then they're like, yo, dude, I think what really you need right now is just like a good swim. And John Leguizamo goes, have you guys just not been listening to me this entire time? You guys don't pay attention to me. That was the only one.
No, there was another joke that came out where he's taking a shit in the woods, and then you just hear, it's like from afar, you hear him say, he's reading his horoscope. Your horoscope today, someone will offer you a fake scholarship.
Yeah.
Or something, and it's like very...
There's little tiny jokes.
It's like aware. There's moments where it is self-aware that this is... But not enough of those, and that's why I'm giving it 2.3. What the fucks? Because what the fuck am I watching? I just kept saying what the fuck throughout this movie. Like, what the fuck am I watching? What the fuck is this accent?
I'm surprised. I thought you would like it more than that.
It's a movie that doesn't need to exist, and that's why it's so low. It doesn't need to exist. It's again, there's evidence of John Leguizamo's level of like being a funny guy in this, because he wouldn't, he's funny enough that he's not going to do a movie completely devoid of humor, and that is the only reason this is watchable. Some of his jokes, and I'm pretty sure a lot of his improvs, some of his best improvs got through the final cut, and those are probably the funniest things in the movie. And so again, it's a testament to how talented he is that a movie this bad, you can still look at it and just be like, and be like, yeah, I can still see that this guy's funny and he has a promising career ahead of him. But the movie's a mess. The movie's bad villains, bad side characters, no plot. I mean, the hunting part of it could have been interesting, but they just don't develop it more. And it's basically just four guys, you know what I mean? Like four guys like in the island. I feel like there should have been more people involved. So Leguizamo, I'm glad that he overcame this to have a great career.
You got it out of your system.
But this just wasn't his Ace Ventura.
Yeah. You already know the deal. Give us your PPS down below in the comments and let us know what you rate this movie 1 through 5 and add your own little twang to it. I just want to give another special shout out one more time to Papa Richie's Coquito for handing us some of this delicious Coquito for this episode. It was amazing. I'm going to set my order in ASAP, and you should too. I am Eddin Martinez. That is Jaime Fernandez, and that is Mr. Juan Bago. We are your Cine Papis every single Monday, and we will catch you guys next time.
Cine Papis.